Strap on your tool belts and grab a cup of coffee. It's time for My Fix It Up Life with Mark and Theresa.
And yes, it's Vegas. We get to come here a couple times a year for these awesome events like the National Hardware Show, where we get to check out products, see friends, meet new people. It's kind of like a super awesome home improvement kind of club. And we are sitting with, well, just joining us. Woo! Is the lovely, gorgeous lady who would like to have an empowerment.
Hello, hello.
I'm gonna give this to you.
Yay!
You need this. This is like your
It's like your symbol. You had that or have it on your website.
Yes.
And
the
your
Rosie
Twitter.
the Riveter kind of.
Yes, and what's so awesome is that that totally just happened by accident. Like I was wearing the red bandana and we were redoing a yard and my camera guys. Yeah, my camera guy's like, we just painted this wall yellow. You have to stand in front of this.
No, you gotta be kidding me.
No, we took like one snap and you posted on Instagram. I'm like, I'm using this.
That is it totally looks like.
No, it was not propped at all. It was just like.
It's just a thing.
Yeah, my camera guy has an eye.
Really?
Yeah. Yes, I know.
Okay, so you want to check it out. Go to @Sara Bendrick on Twitter. That is her little
Avatar.
Yes. Yeah, that's even better that it was sort of impromptu.
Oh, it was so impromptu.
You've got the pipes too.
You do.
Sometimes.
Somebody call a vet. Those pythons are sick.
Oh my God.
See? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
We're not.
Sun's out, guns out. I hear it all the time.
Oh, yep.
We have to talk about bark mulch immediately.
No, we don't.
You and I are passionate about
yes.
bark mulch.
Yes.
This is important. This is very important. There's a whole set in the gardening landscape, probably more gardening,
Yes.
that despises bark mulch.
Mm-hmm.
They hate that it's installed at all. They hate that it's installed, put in, whatever. Wrong. Or that it's there at all, that they're the mounds and it's killing plant life wholesale. And God forbid you buy the colored mulch in a bag because that's ground up. It's recycled other wood like pressure-treated fence posts. And like you're putting Monsanto into your garden.
Okay. All right. So I hear what you're saying, but like anything, there's a right way to do something and the wrong way, and there's a million options in between. So to use Yes. To use mulch the proper way.
Two, right, wrong.
Mulch is important. You need mulch. It's like sunscreen when it's too hot outside. It protects the soil.
That is such a really good way of saying that.
And in the winter, it's like a coat. So it keeps the soil
keeps
more
it all
regulated.
warm and everything, like a toasty little blanket.
Exactly. So it does serve a purpose. And nature does this naturally. All the trees that drop their leaves, they're doing that to protect themselves. They're doing that to protect their roots. So we all rake all the leaves off, and then if we leave the soil bare, it's really exposed. So you can come back and put a decorative mulch, and that's kind of replacing the leaves more or less.
Sure.
But ultimately, the mulch decomposes, and it's going to add nutrients to the soil. So I'm a big fan of mulch. I like to go the natural route, and yeah, if there's pressure-treated stuff in there, I probably wouldn't want to use it. I try and stay clear of the dyes. However, like if you want to use like a rubber mulch for a kid's play area, I'm like, it's a kid's play area.
Because it's a kid's play area, and it's not your tomatoes.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
See, for the flowering.
I like mulch now.
For the flowering plants, see, I fall on the mulch side too.
Okay.
So for the flowering plants and stuff like that, I like the colors and the dyes, and that it's recycled.
Right.
And the pressure-treated part, not for food.
Right.
The pressure-treated part, pretty sure there's going to be a pressure-treated fence post somewhere around. Maybe around my deck, for example.
Right.
It's already there.
It's
not
already
doing
there.
anything. You're not eating your tulips.
Exactly.
Eating your tulips? You don't eat your tulips?
So I'm just ignoring you. So that, and then the downside is when you don't do it, the weeds, at least where we live, just gone everywhere. And you spend your whole day picking out weeds.
Yeah, so it helps suppress the weeds. It helps stop seeds from setting. I mean, it's not a blanket. It's not going to completely cover that, but it's going to help greatly reduce the weeds. So
I kind of like weeds.
That's the right answer.
You know what? A weed
That's
is just
the
a plant.
wrong answer.
A weed is just a plant you don't want.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
it's all it is.
Yeah.
And so I
there
like
are
to
pretty
be
weeds.
inclusive, not exclusive when it comes to nature. And if that feels like it wants to grow there, well, I think we should sort of nurture it and allow it to be the best it can be as that little plant in that spot because it picked it for a reason.
Sara Bendrick, expert landscaper and DIY network. I'm going to send you a greeting card.
Okay.
But not just a regular one, the kind with fabric on it and a long poetic message.
Are you going to sew it together?
I want a handmade card.
Yeah, it'll be handmade, of course. It'll
All
be
right,
stamped. It'll have like the wax, like
Yeah.
that. All about the flower that no one wanted, or whatever that story was, because that was pretty sappy.
It's true. Weed
My
is
mom
just something you don't want.
My mom used to say that people would buy dandelions. They'd spend money for them if they
people
if
put
they weren't
value
just
on it.
growing all the hell
right.
all over the place. And you got to get rid of them because there's a billion of them.
It's
People
like
used to eat them, like in the Great Depression. People used to, I mean, they're
You
like
can buy
the harvest.
dandelion in the grocery store now.
yeah, but pallets have a value now.
Yeah.
They had
People
a
want
value- they had
them.
a value
Mason
before.
jars. No, but it's just like it's just the perception of like how awesome it
Perception
is.
of value.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, dear.
We do have a little flower that's attached to a weed like clover, chickweed, in our grass now. Flower's awesome. I'm nuking that weed though. 'cause
Oh, God.
It's all about the grass for me. I mean,
It's all about the grass. The grass.
It's gonna be
the grass.
thermonuclear
No
sp-
weeds. The grass. The grass.
You guys
the
are
grass.
hilarious.
No weeds.
we actually write this ahead of time.
No.
This is all scripted. We don't listen to what you say at all. And then if you say a keyword,
Oh, you're running
we go into our script.
Yeah.
How about I'll throw in a keyword.
Okay.
Outdoor bars. Dude,
I will pay you to make one.
it's the hottest thing right now. I love outdoor bars. Like everyone, it used to be outdoor kitchens and that's still like hot. Everybody outdoor kitchens,
That's
That's a thing.
But
right.
now it's outdoor bars. Like people are wanting them like left and right. And there's so many different ways you can do it. You can like build it from brand new or like repurpose something like an old shed. Like it's so much fun to be creative.
That's a thing.
Right?
Pub sheds.
Yes,
We posted
I
that on
know.
our Facebook page.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
Yeah, we have one coming up in one of the episodes of I Hate My Yard, and I did it before I even knew it was a thing.
That's how you know you're
So
cool.
am I a hipster? Kind of.
I don't know.
I don't really know.
I don't know
I
exactly
think
what a hipster
hipsters don't
is.
or pretend they don't care about stuff.
Yeah, okay, so I'm very not.
They're
That was a
ironic.
very bad analogy.
Yeah,
It could have
I'm
been.
not.
That's terrible.
I'm not a
I think so.
hipster at
Yes.
all because I care about stuff
I would
way
make
too
an
much.
outdoor bar. I would want to add some elements that I make with a chainsaw and logs.
Okay.
Some I would want to have some rough sawn lumber.
Uh-huh.
And other parts would be where I put the booze.
Yes.
I'd want a comfy place to sit.
Yeah, I'll make that out of logs.
With a cushion. A big cushion.
Okay. Well, we just made a palette project too. Have you done that?
Have you done palette
Yeah,
stuff?
I have done some palette stuff.
Have you been able to avoid doing palette stuff? I think is the real. Okay, all right with the palettes. I get
know,
it.
right?
Yeah.
What did Mark said? We were going to do a palette project because everyone does palette projects and we get questions about palette projects. So
Yeah.
we were like, well, let's do one. And Mark was like, I could build it out of real wood in the less time that it takes to use a palette
disassemble.
that's different sizes. And then you have to, yeah.
The amount of time I spent diagnosing which palettes went with every single one was a different size in every
Hey,
dimension.
that's character, though. You can't get from new
Well, I
ones.
couldn't,
See?
and I'm looking at it like I don't know what the hell to do.
And you're saving something that would have been dumb.
It wouldn't be dumped. People use pallets all
That's
the
true,
time.
that's true.
They don't get.
Yeah.
You're not reclaiming a pallet.
Do you know what I've started to do now, though? Is I just go and get big fence boards and I chop those up and either
Yeah.
create
Make your own pallet.
Yeah, or
much
just use
easier.
those for projects. Yeah.
Yeah, that is much easier than the pallets because boards are missing, they're
Yeah.
decaying, you don't know where they've been.
Yeah, and it's relatively cheap. I mean, you can buy like a 6-inch by 6 foot for like $1.50, and I can mess it up and
Right.
be creative, take a jigsaw and make a weird shape and
Do stuff.
I like
do
weird
stuff.
shapes.
Do stuff too.
Okay, two things. One, do you want to paint? Two,
Yes.
what is the thing that people really hate about their yards that you found, like time and time again?
I think people really hate that they own this piece of land. I mean, they've already paid for it, and they're not using it. It's like having a bedroom in your house that, like, you just kind of shut off and, like, you just let decay. You know, like the outside, you've already bought
awesome.
it. You know?
That is the best metaphor I've ever heard. Like, you just nail some boards over the door and punch a hole in the roof and let it rain in there.
But you know
that
what
is
I heard?
also so true.
But you know what, too, is like the saddest thing I heard about us Americans is that doesn't matter what climate we live in. It doesn't matter what time of year. We always spend about the exact same amount of time outside.
Wow, really?
And isn't that sad?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a little peculiar.
It isn't it?
How many
Well, I mean,
junk
that must be
cars
regional,
have you
right?
found?
No, it said doesn't matter if you live in California or Maine.
Really? That's
Everyone
sad.
spends like this much time outside.
Okay, well, I am outside
You're
of
not that.
category, yeah.
You're raising the.
You're
you
raising
do.
the outside bar.
You're always outside.
Yes, yes.
He likes to go outside in the winter and grill and read a book in the snow and stuff. This is my husband.
We have a campfire,
Nice.
so I get the fire.
Nice.
But yeah.
The
It
most
is
I've
good.
ever done out in the snow is make an ice cooler for beers.
You and I are partying. That's all I have to say. I can only have like 2 though.
All right.
You know, then
I'll take up the rest. Just kidding. I'm kidding.
Do you do any work with any nonprofits? Not to put you on the spot, but if you do a little painting, we can do a little Twitter thing
Ooh.
giveaway and give it to your favorite people. You don't have to name them now. We can.
I
name
mean,
them
I'm not sure that
later.
they would want it, but the Olivewood Garden down in National City, they're really awesome. They have this whole organic farm, and they work with kids.
Yeah.
They teach them how to cook how to cook and eat healthy, as well as garden and stuff like that. They're
Oh, we're
awesome.
totally behind that.
All right.
Yeah, that's an acceptable charity or
Yes.
organization. If you said something silly like the American Heart Association, it'd be like,
I mean, I can't.
well, it turns out we got to go.
I don't think they're gonna want my painting, but you guys
Oh
do
no,
what
no,
you
no!
do.
For like to raise money or awareness for them, we can say on Twitter, do you want to win Sarah's painting?
Got it.
Da 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 da.
Okay.
And
so
follow
you
these
were putting the
people.
pressure on.
Yeah, so I want to
Yeah.
see what you got.
Oh.
Knowing full well that there are 2 ways to do this,
Tick,
right
tock,
and
tick,
wrong.
tock.
I mean, I have 2 colors.
I can make, well, we can't make you another color.
You have sun.
And how much time do I
and-
have? Ooh, that's good. I
and
like
sky.
that sun. And,
Or
You have
water.
time after, too, because we do have a break
We could
coming
have a
up.
time extension.
okay. All right. I haven't tried this before, but it looks cool. Okay, squeeze
Okay.
it.
She is, I don't,
You-
get it started. There you go. Because
Yeah.
now, like, the whole roller has paint on it, right?
Just paint how you feel.
Yeah,
Oh,
just
look at
paint your
her.
feelings, Sarah.
What are
Okay.
your feelings today? Are they happy?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah,
yes
that's
would be
it.
the answer.
That's how you do that.
Okay.
That's good.
You know what's funny is that I started one and mine looks almost exactly as hers does.
It really
Nuh-uh,
does.
really?
Yeah,
No,
really.
no
Can I have
joke.
it?
No, wait, don't
joke.
show me it.
Don't
Don't
show
show
it.
me
Don't
it.
show it.
I didn't finish
You
mine
can
yet.
influence.
I
You
didn't
can influence.
I didn't finish mine yet, but literally we started the exact same moves.
Really?
Yeah. I think that's kind of hilarious. Look at her go.
Ah.
So while you're painting, tell us if there's anything awesome.
While you're concentrating as hard as you can. Could you,
No, but I think that it'll make her art flow if she's distracted.
Yeah, go for it. Yep.
You've been walking around the National Hardware Show for a day or 2.
Uh-huh.
Is there anything that made your head explode that you love so much?
I saw these guys at another place too, so I don't know if that counts, but Vida Gardens has this keyhole garden that's really cool.
Yeah.
It's like a kit where you can just assemble it yourself, and then it has like a composting component in the front part where you can just throw all your table scraps, and it's based on the keyhole garden was based out of Africa. It's a way to like conserve water and do like vegetable gardening as well
Really?
as add nutrients to the soil. So it was just a really cool idea. So I think that's really neat.
That is
we're
really
huge
neat.
compost people.
I love compost. I have
Nuts.
worms at home. Yeah.
You have worms? Do
I
you
don't
put
do
your
that.
worms in your compost? Is that what you mean?
Well, I just have a worm farm now. My compost bin, I need to work on
It's
it.
different. Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Uh-huh.
I'm
Yeah,
not
we
sure
do-
I know what the worm farm is.
I actually
exactly.
feel guilty though when we travel and I can't like put my coffee grinds and eggshells and stuff in something.
Just throw them in your neighbor's garden or throw, I'm
No,
kidding.
like we'd have to throw them
Like
out of
when
the
we
30th
travel.
floor of this hotel.
You know what? Go
Yeah.
to McDonald's and just pour it in the planter space. Be like, your plants need this. I'm kidding. Don't do that.
I feel as though Ronald McDonald would like actually be a real person and be like, dude, really? Why are you putting eggshells in?
That's when he
in
becomes
my-"
killer clown, though.
He's like, I don't hate my yard.
It
Who
almost
told you that?
looks like you are doing, in the minute or so we have left, a landscape plan.
Oh, hey, that's not, yeah,
Or it's
maybe.
like Mondrian or something like that.
Yeah, I was kind of going for something simple since I have
Yes.
2 colors.
I like this. We only have about a minute left. Is there
Okay, I'm going
anything
fast. Oh, shit.
else that we should tell
You
everybody?
don't have to. You don't have to. Race. You got
Yeah,
all
I
kinds
want
of
people
time.
to tune in or join our conversation, especially ladies. It's open to guys too. But myself and Pretty Handy Girl
Love her.
Yeah, she's awesome. We do this thing called DIY Courage, where it's a once a month. It's every first Monday of the month. It's we basically talk about. Last time we talked about saws. This time we're going to talk about gardening. But it's just a space for women or people, beginner DIYers or pros alike, to come and just chat, like shop talk. And it's just a comfortable space. So join us.
What
I
time?
love
What
that.
week? What day of the week? When is it?
Mondays every first Monday of the month.
Awesome. I will totally check that out. And
Please
I will
do.
tweet it out and tell
Yes.
all the gals that we connect with to go there. And I won't let Mark on there at all.
All right. Well, he can join, but
He's a black and white guy. I don't think that, yeah.
No, 2 ways: my way and the right way. You know what?
They're both the same.
I'm stealing that from
We
a
have
movie.
to
We're
go
taking
to break.
a break.
So follow Sara Bendrick on Twitter. Watch her show on DIY Network. And you know what? You can do more than you think you can. Awesome. We'll be back.
all right, I'm done.
The only complaint I have, though, is that there aren't any ladies on.
We're working on that.
You are?
We are, yeah.
All right.
Good. I
Can
complain too.
can I slip in my resume?
Absolutely.
Totally.
Yeah.
Give him my resume. I
I
don't have
would.
one, actually, but I totally will.
know
just
you.
just give me your phone or something.
Hi. I would love to be able to hang out with them professionally and help people with their problems.
How are you at guessing what random objects are, though?
I'm awesome at making up really weird stuff. I can make silly voices. and-
That's
oh,
half
you
the battle right
got
there.
on, eh?
Yeah, that's it.
want to do things that are fun.
Yes, I can do all kinds of weird stuff.
You know what? You know exactly how a house works, and you can explain
I do.
it. Yeah,
I went to
that's it.
architecture school.
Great.
Yes,
Yeah.
and I'm a licensed contractor.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you do the radio show, and yeah.
I
it's-
can speak in English.
That's
Usually most people
That's a
understand
challenge,
me as
too.
well. Except my husband.
Do you get people who are in really far over their heads on Ask This Old House? Like, do some of the projects go beyond the storytelling of the show?
Well-
I ripped out the back of my house. And it's okay. That's great. You need help, but
Yeah.
that's not what this show is.
hopefully people don't get that far before they call us. It's usually kind of in the middle of in between that, where they've started something and they hit a stumbling block and they just need our help to kind of get over that. Sometimes it's even just starting a project, figuring out how they want to begin something. And sometimes they're just looking for advice on how to transform a space, how to do something more energy efficient, water conservation, all of that. We help out in kind of all those categories.
And how many emails did you say every month?
2,000 a month,
So how do you divvy them up?
half and half, 1,000 each.
Wow.
Not quite. I mean, there are ways to search through it, so we can kind of separate all the plumbing projects, all the landscape projects. We can look by state. So we're not reading every single email, but
How
we
does
read
it-
a good portion of them.
In the 30 seconds we have left, does it break out? It's not going to be like this, but 25% plumbing, 25% electric, 25% landscape, etc.
I haven't done the breakdown in a while. Carpentry is the big one, and I think because it encompasses so much, right? I mean,
Sure.
there's framing, there's doors, there's windows.
There's your roof,
Yeah,
there's
tiling,
drywall,
roof,
whatever.
absolutely. So we get the most carpentry questions, I think is fair to say. But yeah, landscaping is big too, because everyone can try, even if you're just mowing your lawn, everyone does some form of landscaping. People might not do other home improvement projects.
Okay,
but-
before we go to break, you were a PA. You've been working there for 10 years. How
Yeah.
does each one of them take their coffee?
Tommy is actually a tea guy.
What
Richard, usually a green tea.
Uh-huh.
Richard is milk, 1 sugar.
Regular.
Kevin is sugars, 2 sugars, I think. And Roger, I think, is just black. It's been a while since I've had to give Roger
You know
a
what?
coffee,
I find Roger to be the most attractive of the bunch. And I don't know why. There's
Yeah.
something about him, and I say this a lot to my husband.
She does.
I feel like he could literally take a tree out of the ground with his bare hands and just do
Yeah.
that.
Oh, yeah.
He just seems so, and I've met him, I know him, and I'm not creepy, but I do think that
Maybe you could tell us that story next
incredibly
time
strong.
you're on.
It's the
Heath,
mustache. That's what
Ask
does
This
it.
Old
Maybe
House.
that's
Thank
it.
you. We're hanging out at the Hyde booth at the National Hardware Show, and that's what we are doing. Heath,
Yes.
thanks for joining us.
Thank
guys.
you.
This was great.
And we're here.
We're in it.
It's my Fix It Up lifetime. And yes, I was texting my mother. You know, we're in Las Vegas.
We're what you call family business.
Yeah, we are. And we
Also global corporation, but that's more my job.
Unnaturally share everything that we do. Everything we like, we do, we want, whatever. No, but my mother is with our son. And she had a question about one of the cats, and for her it was an emergency in her mind, and so I was getting back to her. That's why I'm a little bit, you know, distracted for a second there. It happens. Real life is real life, no matter where we are.
You have to take care of business.
You do.
Are you a cat owner, Cari Cucksey?
I'm a dog owner.
Yes, thank you.
2 dogs, 2 very hairy dogs.
What kinds are that?
I have a pug, and picture this, a pug chihuahua.
Oh.
He's a chipagua. That's what I've coined him.
Now, do you dress them up at all?
On occasion.
Yeah.
I've been guilty of that. You know, any holiday or anytime you want to just buy a piece of clothing for your dog.
I'm guessing it's not one of those big, like, sleeves cut off, kind of tough guy, you know, like the old cartoons.
Oh, yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
You'd have a little sailor's watch cap on top.
We have bow ties, and we have the little parka jackets
I
and
stopped
things.
listening, yeah.
That is so adorable.
Right, somewhere
that really
there.
is. Like, I'm fascinated by that whole thing. And I recently just bought our cat a little shirt at the store. It was on just, and
what does it say?
It's not often that I look away from my own show looking for ways out.
The thing is that one of our cats got out of the house for 2 days.
And you were worried sick.
I was worried sick. I really was.
She was ill.
Do they have claws? Does the cat have claws?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
All right.
But we have one cat who has lymphoma, and so she's on her way of, you know, moving on.
Cycling to the crossover.
And then so this other cat was gone. I was like, so I had 3 cats, and now I'm only going to have 1. Like, I was like, this is a big change for me as being a cat mom. So when the cat came back, I was like, I'm getting a collar for you guys, and I'm going to, like, get you, like, a thing to walk and stuff. So I got him a little denim vest, and he's got a little collar that has a bow tie.
I love it.
And, like, and then for his name tag, because it was kind of preppy, I got him one that has a skull and crossbones.
Just to make him hip.
Yeah, I want him to
You want to make the cat who can't go outside badass.
Yeah, you know what? I'm stylish and I'm tough. I think it's really important.
No.
So, okay.
What about like GPS collars for cats? Do they have that?
They do. They embed those things in them.
The chips.
Those worry me. I wouldn't want someone embedded chip in me.
No, thank you.
That's going to happen at some point.
Like
it'll be an option, you know, at the hospital when you give birth. Would you like to have...
Would you like to track your child?
Yeah.
The alarm function set for your child.
Yeah, would you like to have it in bed? Or would you like to have a barcode, like, you know, tattooed on your baby's foot?
There's a phone now that projects out of a laser onto your skin.
Come on.
So you have to wear a device around your wrist that looks like a Fitbit, and it projects the keyboard, and you just swipe it on your skin.
Wow.
Not a fan of that.
No, not so much.
But I am a fan of trying out your new paint, though.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
It's not as fancy as that watch you speak of, but it's
So-
really easy to use.
It takes fewer satellites to make your paint.
Exactly.
But you brought some samples, and I'm really excited, and I'm hoping that I can
But before we get into it, we should
samples.
You can have the
probably
samples.
tell people that you might know Cari Cucksey from 3 seasons of HGTV show.
Yes.
You might Cash and Cari.
Yes. Country living fairs all over the place.
You might know her from her blog, her website, her projects, her store.
Yes.
So there are many ways.
Many ways.
That one might know you. The reason I bring that up is we didn't list any of those prior to getting into. So now let's get into all the details of your life. And people are like, who are you?
You're actually on an episode of Who Do You Think You Are? And we're going to find out all of your ancestors now.
I love it.
Yes, we're going to really get to
It's
know
actually
you in a way that's crazy.
Clark from Lewis and Clark, if you really want to know. He's my great, 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 great uncle.
Shut up.
I swear.
No,
That
really?
is so cool.
Yeah, seriously.
That is really fantastic.
So you guys, you have like the explorer.
I do.
gene in your-
Pioneer.
Nice.
DIY pioneer.
Well, you are and I'm going to get the word wrong, but you are a professional repurposer.
Sure, no,
Is that all right to
absolutely.
use that?
That's one of the hats.
So
Upcycler.
I'll take that.
You'll find an item, and they're on your website. There is a desk that you're working on that is off the charts.
I just sold that at Country Living Fair in Nashville. I need to take that off the site. Sorry.
That's so cool.
The turquoise and the gray, like
Yes,
roll top.
roll top desk. Yeah.
It's like business in the front and then party inside. All the drawers are. Yeah, that.
You used my description of myself. I didn't realize you based that on me. That's good.
That's
good
why
to
you
know.
dance the way that you do, because the business is controlling the party, and so the rhythm gets kind of wonky in
Nothing
the
controls
execution.
the party.
A little
But
bit,
you
a little
also, man, now.
Now you'll allow me to talk about the paint.
Now that we
I'm not
know what we're
excited.
talking about.
Yes.
See, Theresa is like an iPhone. You'll ask her where to go. She immediately just drops a pin and says, "Why aren't you here?" Well, because I don't know where I'm going. I'm the where are you going.
That's why you guys balance each other out.
I'm the paper maps.
It's
That's what
beautiful.
I am.
Yeah, that's all right.
Paper maps. Really?
Paper. I recycle myself. I love paper maps. Speaking of old stuff, I love paper
They're
maps.
great to decoupage with, actually. We like to
Yes.
decoupage.
Yeah, I
those
totally know
maps.
what that is.
And
You
I can't
do.
say the word map without thinking of I'm the map, I'm the map, I'm the map, I'm the map.
that Dora?
I'm the map. Yes.
I have no idea what that is.
That's
I'm
a
sorry.
Dora
You're speaking a language.
kid thing.
No, it's a kid thing.
Dora
Joking.
the
Yeah.
Explorer.
Yes, yes, yes. I know Dora. I like Dora the Explorer.
Dora, there's
That's
a
one of the
character.
songs.
Yeah.
I'm the
There's
map.
a comedian that actually says it must be someone from the Kennedy
we
family
do
that
only have 2
that
minutes.
no, the Kennedy family that thought that those two words rhymed, Dora and the Explorer.
Yes, it's a
Dora
very
the
Massachusetts.
Explorer.
Dora the Explorer
In my
went
car.
down
I'm
habit
gonna park my car.
Yeah.
Okay,
Love it.
so we
Okay.
So you have a paint is what it
yeah,
comes down
and you
to.
Yes.
filled one of the little.
You filled one of our
Yes.
shoreline
Okay.
items.
I did.
I have a question. Number one, is there an organization that you do like is there a nonprofit you love?
Yes, there is actually.
Because we can, if you do like a little painting, we'll do a Twitter thing where we'll give it away and promote whatever organization it is.
Cool. So this is serious. I have to make this really pretty then.
Yeah, it has to be
You could
like,
take it home.
Like-
Because you are actually like, unlike, say, Chris Lampton, who just slammed some stuff on
yeah, I
before.
probably wouldn't be so good at homework for him, right?
Yeah, this could be homework if you wanted to do it.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
But
I
you have to make
guess.
it out of the shoreline touch-up paint.
Well, we, you know, what's really good about that is that, especially at something like this, like a trade show, that it's all contained in that container.
It's great.
So that, you know, you're not going to be, you know,
I like
people
that.
are walking around like crazy here, and you never know what might happen. No, but I want her to paint something.
Okay.
Fair enough. Right
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
I don't know if does it have to be right now? We only have like
Okay,
a minute.
it's
We only have a minute.
fine.
See,
Whatever you
again, paper maps.
So everybody
I looked at my
listening
watch and
and
said, there,
Everybody listening and watching, there's totally going to be something awesome made. We're going to post it on our website if it's not already there right now. And we're going to be tweeting, because like this is going to air in the future, Mark.
yes.
Yeah, this is past. Like today is like last week.
Like you're fast. You're not that fast. It doesn't exist yet.
Where are we? Are we back to that watch? That
That
Yeah,
like
then you
projected
just-
is like a thing. Okay, what else are you working
I'll
on that
call
we can
you.
promote? And where can people buy your repurposed chroma color paint?
We are setting up retailers across the country and into Canada. Right now, they can get it hot, quick, and fast at repurposeshop.com right on my website. We just launched 10 new colors for 25 paint colors, and those will be available next week. We just launched those new colors, so repurposeshop.com.
And I have to say, as a person that's obsessed with color, that these are like those creamy, yummy colors. Like they're like the ones that I don't want to say eat, but it's like that yumminess, that soothing.
We did lots of fun colors because I believe in color to express your personality, and people are afraid to put color in their homes. They want to kind of experiment with it. So I wanted fun colors that would draw people in.
Okay, what's your favorite thing to paint?
Furniture, of course.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, always.
I think
Yeah.
vibrant was the word you were looking for her paint.
No, I don't want vibrant. That's a totally different feeling. We'll talk about it later over drinks. We're in Vegas, baby. Hey everyone, it's Theresa. It's MyFixitUpLife time, and I just wanted to get started because Mark and Patrick McCombe are like geeking out on these products, like geeks. Like, you guys
Yeah.
are total, like,
Yeah.
home improvement geeks. Like, look at this cool thing.
Yeah,
And we're never going to get to the actual part where we interview you
Patrick,
and record it.
let's just talk about it and then not tell anyone else.
Yeah, you're, like, huddled up talking about all this stuff that you've gathered, and Mark is excited about it. But let's share it with the world, though.
So
Tool
this is what I
snobbery.
come here to the hardware show for. I work for Fine Homebuilding, as you guys know,
Yes.
and I'm the Twin Products editor. So it's my job to come out here and sniff out all the good stuff for our readers.
Do you literally sniff it out?
Yeah, I had a smell
Sometimes.
joke. I had an olfactory joke in there too. Yeah, wanted to
Some
work
stuff
on
stinks
that.
pretty bad.
Do you have like a thing? Do you have like some kind of thing that like, you know, there's a sensor that goes off internally and you're like, it is over there?
Well, what I do is I walk the floor pretty systematically, pretty quickly, and trying not to make eye contact with people who are going to waste my
Yes.
time, right?
That is exactly
I totally
how
do that
yes.
too.
So when you
You-
see something you are more interested in, you stop, you look at it, and almost, you know, someone will engage you right away.
Or I don't like it when they say, so where are you from? And then they, no, I'm not that
It's
kind
like,
of person.
yeah, and it's,
I'm not, you're not going to be able to sell to me right now. Look, I don't tell you where I'm from.
and I got a job to do, right? It's,
Yeah.
And there's like 2,200 exhibitors here, so you got to move pretty quick to see everything.
Yes,
Yeah,
you do.
we're in the Central Hall right now, in the National Hardware Show. If you've been here before, it's changed a little bit. And the South Hall is like, goes on for about 1,000 miles. Did you
Today-
walk that entire hall?
Today was my first time over there, and I skipped the lawn and garden section because that's really not what my magazine does. But I did do everything else, and I got to tell you, I'm pretty tired.
Did you pet products?
My own?
No, over there, there's pet products.
Oh no, I skipped that too. Yeah.
So you're not covering the dog food.
No.
And you know that little bench that people make and they cut a hole for the bowls?
I love that stuff.
That thing's I like making that stuff. Yeah.
Those are great projects, though.
Yeah, it is, and it's easy for anyone to
Wait,
do, right? And it's good
so-
for your dog.
You
Yeah.
could like do like fine home building for dogs.
Well, we all are always looking for new, markets,
Yeah.
new audiences. So pet
makes-
owners and pets seems
Obvious.
perfect.
It
Yeah,
does,
yeah.
yeah.
Perfect fit.
So this is one thing I want to tell you guys about. This is Recipro Tools, and this company makes a bunch of accessories to turn your reciprocating saw, your Sawzall, into a power file, for example, a scrub brush.
What?
Yeah, and some have wire
really?
bristles and some have nylon bristles. And the irony is, I actually made one of these to clean my tile shower.
No.
I got a piece of aluminum bar stock, I cut the tang on the end of it, and put wing nuts on to bolt a scrub brush to it, and it worked fantastic. But now people don't have to do that because this company makes it for you.
because most people can't make that anyway.
Yeah, not everyone is Patrick.
Because you have the mask.
You were
like,
talking
throw-
about being geeky. That's it.
When you do those things, you put on a lab coat and like have like dry ice just happening because it makes
Because
it.
you have to have dry ice
All
just
right,
for
and
effect.
Just
and a
for
colored
effect.
beaker. I
Yes,
know. Yeah.
no. Oh, and then you have Beaker, that guy from the Muppets coming. You're like, be quiet. I'm making stuff here. Sorry.
So
Hold
the
on,
thing
I'm
is, like, you
modifying
buy
my
this,
tools,
this
yeah.
adapter that goes into your recip saw, and it's under $15, and then the accessories sell for between $5 and $15 each, and you can find the same stuff at Lowe's under the Recipro Fit brand, and that stuff is also made by Recipro Tools, reciprotools.com.
That is so cool.
Yeah, I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
That's neat. That's neat because you,
Okay, what
you
else
know,
have you sniffed
hardcore
out?
builder or DIYer or
It's
anybody,
perfect for everybody.
You got to scrub
And
stuff
who
off.
the heck wants to spend hours with a wire brush or a, just like, no, thank you.
Yeah,
So
it
the
takes a
other
long time.
one of the cool things I found today was, if you guys have ever set up an extension ladder on aluminum gutter, you know it is completely fraught with peril because if you wiped the gutter with like gear lube, it couldn't be any slipperier. So this company, Lockjaw Ladder Grip, makes these. They make
You
these
know,
little.
you should probably consider writing for a living.
You should do like stand-up home improvement product
hilarious.
commentary. Like I think they should have you on the main stage and be like, and here's another one I found.
Patrick, I think you do have to win a My Fix It Up Life award for causing us to clip our microphones the most times.
Oh my
in
God, that's great.
Any segment.
Is there such a thing? Does it have a little plaque?
You do.
I think
You
we
have
totally
a
can
plaque.
make you
I think we could get Hyde to give you a name-plated 6-inch drywall knife.
Oh my God! Actually, I want the 10-inch one that they have that's shaped like a 6-inch knife, which I'd never seen. Yeah,
The
so it's
10-inch
this,
that's
but
shaped-
wide.
Yeah, but see my name's on it.
Oh, that is so cool.
It's mine.
They have a 10-inch wide knife like that?
Yeah, they do.
That needs to be more.
Obvious, I know.
Yes, because
is it?
you've got.
And it doesn't scrape the corner. Yeah, I know.
Because you got the thing. Then with the.
It's, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when
Okay.
there are no words, just gestures, and you go back to that whole caveman thing of
It's tough on the radio, though,
Oh,
right?
It's tough on the radio
Oh, is
to
that it?
describe the
The
bead
problem.
of mud
Yeah,
peeling off the corner you're trying to not touch.
exactly.
But you still have to get enough knife in there to
do the corner.
to screed it a little
Yeah.
bit so it's actually a corner.
Right. Yeah, I got to find one of those. They
I
weren't
think
going to give me one.
Maybe we could work on that.
Well,
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll,
we-
we'll
If
If
work
you guys
on
have
that
any
for you,
pull,
Patrick.
I'd
we might have some pull.
we might
with
have
Hyde
some pull.
tools.
They're
So
celebrating.
couldn't be
So go
slipperier
back to
if it were
the
with
lockjaw
gear
ladder
loop.
grip here.
Okay.
They're $80 each. You really only need one.
Oh, look at that! So it clips onto.
It clamps onto the gutter itself, and then on the other side of it, or on the side of it, is a little clamp that clamps the ladder. Couldn't be simpler.
And it's just all like screw clamps.
wing nuts.
A wing nut. Yeah.
And
okay.
then the part that grips the gutter is a lot like those quick grip bar clamps that everyone loves.
the rubber. Yeah.
You squeeze
and
it
just
and it tightens up.
pinches the gutter, and then the ladder can't
Slide sideways.
because they are.
It deploys easily
I
because
just
a lot
had
of
an
times you have
idea.
to.
I want to share it with you guys.
I'm
Has
sure.
nothing to do
I'm
with
sure
this
this
at
is
all.
related.
Totally
And by
not.
related, I mean has
at all.
nothing
Not
to do with
related.
it.
You know how we all go to those like product. They take you to whatever their headquarters or somewhere, and everybody.
The
and
press
then-
junket.
And then
Yeah.
the product manager is like, I made this out of this material because of these things. You know, it would be really fun.
As if you did those.
No, as
You
if
were the presenter.
No. They gathered a bunch of people that go to those things. Can you imagine you and Mark in the same room? They load it with products from all different kinds of companies, and they're like make stuff with there's lumber, there's all kinds of stuff, and then you have all of these items, and you just make stuff, and then they can see how you would actually use them and how awesome they are.
Sounds like fun. Sign me up.
Let's
I
go.
want to do that for a weekend. That would be awesome. Instead of having to listen to the origin of the idea of the thing.
What I find
play.
even more tiresome at those things when they spend like a half an hour telling you how they came up with the color. It's like
Or
that's
the
very-
packaging.
they're very interesting, but you know what? Whether it's one shade of red or another is not that relevant to me.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
while
I like it when people in
appreciate-
the audience are so, in the press community, know the model numbers of everything. And they're like, how is this different from
the
the...
1280-62.
And I'm like, whoa,
That's
how do
normally
you know that?
when I've either put my head inside the vat of coffee or I have it underneath, and I'm just draining it into my system to stay
But
awake.
for people...
We've got one more,
No,
I
but
think,
for,
here.
no,
We've
for
got-
the thing is that if you really do DIY, if you really do build stuff, and you are a media person, the part of it, you're not reporting on it so much as thinking, oh my gosh, that would change my life in so many ways, and I could do this, that, and this other thing, that the product people who created that product have no idea.
Yeah, and that's kind of the barometer that I personally use to evaluate products for my audience. Is would I use this? Is it going to serve a purpose, or is this just something that someone's trying to sell me?
Yes.
And,
Right.
And if
Does this solution have a problem related to it?
and I think that the good building products writers, they use the stuff, so you know if something is BS or if it's legit.
Yeah. No, we agree. We read your stuff. Well, I mean, I read it once, but I mean before.
We tell everyone we read it. We do. We tell everyone we do.
You
It's
guys
so
are great
true.
supporters.
Yeah,
I
we are.
appreciate it.
Yeah, we don't read it, but we tell people that we read it constantly.
That's
Constantly.
fantastic.
Yeah. We have everything
Fantastic.
you've ever written. It's right by our toilet. It's just right there. It's at the ready.
That's
And we don't
where a
even
lot of
use
people
it as
actually
toilet
read
paper
magazines. Research indicates that that's where a lot of folks read magazines.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got to read them
True.
someplace.
Yeah. And
Okay.
that's the only privacy you have, right?
Yeah.
So the
No,
other
you
one,
don't.
One more.
Patrick,
in the minute,
you don't have privacy
in the
in
minute
bathroom.
or
You guys
so-
have little kids,
Yeah,
so I know what you mean.
Patrick's
Yeah.
got the person. You doing something, Dad?
So he's 9 now, so he's gotten through that stage, but
But you've been through that.
Oh,
That's all
totally.
you
I
need.
know exactly what it's
Yeah,
all about.
Yeah. So this is a work.
Okay,
what
so
is
this is Triton's Work Center, and this is a 4-legged table, And what's cool about this thing is it's got inserts in the center of it. The one that comes with has a bunch of 3/4-inch holes drilled in there, and they fit things like Craig clamps and other stuff people who are in the building industry might be familiar with.
The horizontal portion of the tabletop.
The tabletop has an insert in it that you can put different accessories in to use it for clamps, to hold stuff. But what's cool is you can take that insert out and you can drop in a table saw, for example. You can put in your router table in the same insert. And you guys have probably heard of this other company, Festool, and the stuff is gorgeous, but it is really expensive. So this stuff is similar, but half as much money. So this table starts out at $450 in round numbers. The table saw is another $400. The router table is $230. So these things are, you know, half as much as that other company that's German.
Now this saw,
but it's this. It's not your. I can see it in the picture for people listening. It's their table saw that goes in their thing.
And so the top ends up being flush with the table saw insert, and it uses the built-in fence on the table for ripping. And the saw itself has a miter gauge for cross cuts.
So you literally.
Yeah, you pull these things in and out, drop them in, and
there's is that outfeed?
Yes, outfeed supports exactly.
All right.
Well, what about storage though?
Test.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
Putting it right through the same test.
The mommy test. Okay, so now you have all these pieces and parts. How do you store it? Can it hang on the wall? Like, what do you do with all of these?
So the legs fold up, so it's the table itself gets pretty compact. I think the greater difficulty would be storing the table saw module, which doesn't have feet, for example.
Yeah, it's like round.
Yeah. So you're going to have to figure out a way to hang that up. Although it does have holes drilled in it so you can pull it out of the table, which I think you could easily slip over a couple nails to hang it up.
Gotcha.
Or some bolts sticking further out of the wall or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they have all this. Oh, you could crank the blade down.
Exactly.
Yeah.
This is what I mean. I think that they should just get a bunch of people in a room, lots of products, and like people who actually use this stuff who can communicate about it and like play.
I'm open. So
I
if
swear,
you guys have
I'm
any
going to start telling everybody that we talked to. Because that would be super fun. Instead of like the planned project or like going to see a ball game.
Right, that's not very helpful to our business.
No, not so much.
If you're a pro builder, you DIY like a boss, you want that kind of information, Patrick's the guy who can give it to you inside the pages of Fine Homebuilding magazine.
Which we actually do read.
Yeah. Which is
we were just joking.
Pretty kind of awesome magazine. We respect the hell out of you. And get it, read it, subscribe to it. Patrick's in there.
Thanks so much, guys. It's been fun.
Thanks,
You rock, Patrick.
Yeah, you guys rock, too. Thank you.
Aww. And this is the end of my Fix It Up Life. I'm glad that you joined us. And I want you guys to actually go check out Hyde because they're celebrating 140 years this year, which is pretty amazing. And if you don't have a multi-tool in your pouch or in your drawer, you have to have one. It'll change your lives. So, you know what? Check us out online, MyFixitUpLife.com. Follow us on Twitter. Ask us questions. Send us notes. We'd love to see your projects. Get inspired by you. Follow us on Facebook because my husband Mark posts the craziest and weirdest things there and inspiration projects. You know what? My husband is now like texting with his friend. So I gotta go. We're in Vegas, baby. Gotta get out of here. Join us next week for more of My Fix It Up Life.
Might be just a pretty face looking back at me. You might be an idle conversation piece. You might be another wasted memory, but I'd like to wait and see. You might be the first date on a city street. You might be a kiss that brings me to my knees. You might be initials carved into a tree, and I'd like to wait and see. Sometimes we agree just to agree. Sometimes we fight with the referee. But I'm so glad you walked into my life, into my fix-it-up life. This is my fix-it-up life. dress walking up to me. You might be a sunrise in a sky blue sea. You might be the holder of my front door key, and I'd like to wait and see. Sometimes we agree just to agree. Sometimes we fight with the referee. I'm so glad that you became my wife. This is our fix-it-up life. Just a simple and low overdue. But what do I say to you when I can see all I want with you? You might be grandkids running at my feet. You might be a best friend aging gracefully. You might be a lifelong love-filled guarantee. And I'm so glad that we sometimes we agree just to agree. Sometimes we fight with the referee. I'm so glad you walked through the door tonight into my fix-it-up life. Into my fix-it-up life. Into my fix-it-up life. My crazy fix-it-up life. This is our fix-it-up life. This is my fix-it-up life.